What if I told you that the hours you spend at work, the endless meetings, the late nights answering emails, and the constant push to do more, rarely translate into real wealth? Most people feel productive. They check tasks off lists, hit deadlines, see dashboards fill up with accomplishments. Yet, at the end of the month, their financial position barely moves. It's a paradox. Activity feels like progress, but in reality, it often just keeps you busy. Busy, but not richer. Busy, but not freer. This matters today because modern work has evolved into a system that rewards motion over leverage, output over ownership, and attention over real value. You can be on top in your career, constantly praised for hard work, and still trapped in a cycle that prevents long-term wealth accumulation. Millions live this every day without realizing it. The first core idea is the difference between activity and leverage. Humans are wired to respond to visible progress. We feel rewarded when we complete tasks, close a deal, or see a project advance. But true wealth rarely comes from hours worked. It comes from systems that create value independent of your time. Think of it like this: an employee might work 50 hours a week managing clients, but the company itself grows and profits far beyond their personal output. The value they generate is captured mostly by the organization, not by them. Activity alone rarely compounds, leverage does. Ownership of assets, intellectual property, or systems allows wealth to grow even when you're not actively working. Second, the illusion of busyness is amplified by modern communication. Notifications, emails, instant messages, and project management tools give the sensation of constant productivity. The brain rewards completion. Checking a message or resolving a ticket triggers dopamine. But these small rewards are shallow. They create the feeling of momentum without the reality of financial progress. You end your day exhausted, yet the wealth you imagined wasn't actually built, it was only perceived. This is why so many high-performing professionals report feeling stuck, despite visible accomplishments. The third core idea is the structural design of most jobs. Companies are optimized to extract labor, not to build employee wealth. Compensation is linear. You earn a fixed salary for your time, or a slightly variable bonus tied to short-term metrics. Your personal financial upside rarely mirrors the growth of the enterprise you serve. Meanwhile, businesses capture leverage through scaling. One system, one innovation, or one product can generate revenue far beyond the input of a single employee. Understanding this difference explains why effort alone doesn't produce wealth. High activity with no ownership is a treadmill, not a ladder. Fourth, behavioral psychology explains why this system feels so normal. Humans respond to social proof and perceived norms. When everyone in your office is busy, you feel compelled to match their activity. When LinkedIn shows colleagues hitting milestones, or Instagram flaunts side hustles, you feel pressure to stay in motion. This social signaling convinces us that constant activity equals success, reinforcing a cycle where visibility masks actual leverage. Cognitive bias tricks us into equating busyness with progress, even when the wealth equation remains unchanged. Fifth, technology accelerates this illusion. Platforms track performance, engagement, and responsiveness, making us measurable and accountable in ways that reinforce motion. Productivity apps, time-tracking software, and even remote collaboration tools are designed to quantify activity, not outcomes. The system rewards short-term responsiveness rather than long-term impact. A person can have perfect KPIs and flawless reports while remaining financially constrained because the true wealth-generating mechanisms, ownership, equity, scalable systems, aren't measured in these metrics. Sixth, the modern emphasis on multitasking fragments attention, reducing the ability to engage in high-leverage work. Psychology shows that the brain is inefficient at switching contexts. Each interruption from email, chat, or video call requires a cognitive reset. Over time, energy is depleted on low-value tasks, leaving less focus for strategic thinking, innovation, or asset creation. The more productive the day feels, the less actual financial leverage you build. It's the paradox of effort. More visible motion often means less hidden progress. Another hidden pattern is the normalization of trade-offs. Society praises hard work and endurance but rarely questions the efficiency of the labor. People accept long hours, constant stress, and task overload as natural. Meanwhile, wealth accrues to those who design systems, invest capital, or control resources. High activity is conflated with high value, even though the two are rarely proportional. Understanding this pattern reveals why financial growth often diverges sharply from perceived productivity. The consequences are deep. When workers invest massive energy into linear tasks, they miss opportunities to acquire leverage. Financial stress persists. Careers may advance superficially, but real independence remains distant. Communities experience growing inequality because systemically, access to leverage, ownership, investment, scalable skill sets, is concentrated. The cycle perpetuates itself. People are busy, feel productive, and believe they're moving forward, while the structural mechanisms of wealth accumulation remain out of reach. Let's challenge a common belief, that working harder is the path to financial security. Hard work is necessary but insufficient. Without systems that multiply your input, your effort stops at the limits of your time and energy. Real wealth requires understanding leverage, how to turn knowledge, capital, or intellectual property into assets that operate independently of daily labor. It's the difference between trading hours for dollars and creating self-sustaining streams of value. Another core insight comes from attention economics. In a world flooded with information, humans are bombarded with trends, advice, and new opportunities. Each alert, notification, or headline triggers engagement but rarely generates wealth. The brain interprets these signals as progress because engagement feels like action. Yet without filtering and applying information strategically, attention is wasted on shallow activity. The most successful individuals learn to protect attention and prioritize decisions with compounding financial impact. A further point is the role of delayed gratification. Modern work structures often emphasize immediate results, weekly reports, quarterly bonuses, and monthly evaluations. Long-term wealth, however, is built through delayed outcomes, equity growth, strategic investments, and system creation. Psychological research shows humans overvalue short-term rewards and undervalue delayed gains. This bias explains why effort is expended on tasks that feel urgent but do not contribute meaningfully to wealth. Consider the subtle societal reinforcement of this pattern. Recognition, praise, and social status are granted to visible effort. Awards for hours worked, Employee of the Month programs, and public acknowledgement of output create the perception of achievement. The system rewards motion, not leverage. Consequently, people continue cycles of activity, socially validated but financially limited. The real drivers of wealth, ownership, systems, and scalable skills remain invisible and uncelebrated. Intensity increases when we examine compounded opportunity loss. Every hour spent on linear tasks is an hour not invested in creating leverage. Over years, this difference grows exponentially. Two employees might work the same 50 hours per week for a decade. One builds systems, invests strategically, and accumulates assets. The other repeats linear tasks, completing visible work with no scalable outcome. After 10 years, the divergence is enormous. The illusion of productivity masks long-term stagnation. Another hidden pattern is feedback loops in corporate structures. Success is measured by short-term metrics that encourage repetition, not innovation. Promotions often depend on demonstrating reliability and endurance rather than inventing scalable value. Employees internalize these signals, aligning effort with reward systems that favor activity over wealth creation. Behavioral conditioning ensures the cycle continues, almost invisibly, year after year. Finally, consider the psychological toll. Being constantly busy without building real financial independence leads to stress, burnout, and diminished decision-making capacity. When attention is overextended and energy drained, strategic thinking suffers. Opportunities for compounding advantage, investing, learning high-value skills, creating scalable products, are often ignored in favor of urgent but low-impact work. Activity becomes a trap, disguised as productivity. The critical realization is simple. Modern work systems are optimized to measure motion, reward visibility, and maintain engagement, not to generate real wealth for the individual. True financial growth requires identifying leverage points, creating systems that operate beyond daily labor, and protecting attention for high-value decisions. Activity can feel like progress, but without strategic alignment, it rarely compounds into real financial freedom. Understanding this transforms perspective. The late nights, endless tasks, and constant doing are not failures of effort, they are natural outcomes of the structures we operate within. Awareness of these hidden patterns allows individuals to redirect energy toward systems, ownership, and leverage, turning perceived busyness into actionable wealth creation. Real productivity is not measured by hours or tasks completed. It's measured by assets built, systems deployed, and influence that operates beyond the clock. Once you grasp this, the illusion fades. The treadmill of modern work no longer feels like progress. It becomes clear where effort is being captured by external systems and where it can be redirected to create real, lasting wealth. Because in the end, the most dangerous illusion isn't laziness. It's thinking that visible work is equivalent to true financial progress. And until that illusion is recognized, activity will feel like success while real wealth quietly slips away.